Hello and welcome to another episode on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzie and I'm your host for today's show. Now, this match week was the weekend of comebacks, so unbelievable drama and some great football being played as well. So let's begin with the first game, and that's Liverpool versus Wolves. Or should I say Wolves versus Liverpool, as it was an away game. And Liverpool finally lifted the midday curse, but it wasn't as straightforward for the Reds as they conceded a very early goal as Pedro Neto skips past Matip with ease and hits a low cross to Hwang Hee-chan, who scores from point blank range. And it was deserved, to be fair. I think they started off very positively. Liverpool, on the other hand, were dreadful in the first half. They lacked energy in all departments, and things needed to be changed in the second half. And credit to Jurgen Klopp. He brought on Luis Diaz for McAllister and switched the formation to either 4-2-4, 4-2-3-1. I think there was a variation of the two formations there. So both Szoboszlai and Jones were playing in a double pivot, which for me was probably not their natural position, especially Szoboszlai. But with both players possessing great ball retention, it allowed us to get a grip of the game and start setting up the tempo as well. And it wasn't long before Liverpool were on the score sheet. It was a sublime pass by Salah with his weaker right foot, cutting through about 3-4 Wolves players towards Gakpo, and he scored it from close range. Now, Liverpool scored the second goal from an unlikely scorer, and that was our captain of the day, Andrew Robertson, making a marauding run from deep into the box. Salah finds him in the 6-yard box, and Robertson scores with the outside of his left foot. What a finish it was, considering he's a defender and considering he's a player that doesn't really get on the score sheet that much. So it was a great finish from him. And speaking of Robertson, honorable mention, I think it was fantastic in the game. And it's really good to see him playing with such confidence against. I feel like in the last probably 9 months, actually, it's the turn of this year, he's not really been his energetic self. But I feel like he's slowly getting back to his best form, which is a positive for Liverpool there. The third goal ended being an own goal, fortunately. Should have been awarded to Elliott, in my opinion. You've got to give the attacker the benefit of the doubt. But in the end, a fantastic win for the Reds. Not the best of performances, don't get me wrong. But these are the types of games where I feel like maybe last season we would have dropped points. Salah breaks a couple more records, as he does. He beats Riyad Mahrez to now have the most assists from an African player. I believe the number is 62. He also surpassed Steven Gerrard with a combined goals and assists of 200 in the Premier League as a Liverpool player, which is fantastic from him. So, yeah, records being broken left, right, and centre. No difference for Salah there. Some standout performances from Liverpool. And for me, they're looking like one hell of a team right now. This is definitely a different team from last season. Klopp 2.0 is in full effect. Next game, Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. So a good win for Aston Villa, considering they lost to Liverpool in their last fixture. Watkins had a fantastic chance in front of goal after a mistake from Palace. But in the end, it was a great save by Johnston, who's now the first choice keeper there. Moussa Diaby actually manages to find the back of the net, but his goal was ruled out for offside. Very, very close decision. Talking millimeters there, but fortunately it was given. In the second half, Palace were actually the first team to open the scoreline. Great play by Mateta on the right-hand side. He hits a pass towards Edouard, and he slots it in with his left foot. Nicely done from him. Watkins tries to get on the score sheet. He hits the post with a curled effort, but it was another striker for Villa who equalised, and it was John Duran. And what a goal it was. Great first touch and smashed the half volley with his left foot into the top bins. Fantastic goal to set up your career for Aston Villa. Douglas Luiz ended up taking the lead for Villa, scoring from the penalty spot after Watkins was fouled, which was the right decision. Leon Bailey seals the win for Aston Villa to make it a great comeback win. I mentioned the top of the show, there were a few comeback wins this week. Great win for Villa overall, and bouncing back to winning ways after a couple of defeats so far. Next game, Manchester United versus Brighton. Now, Manchester United got destroyed in this game, and as a Liverpool fan, I'm loving it. But in terms of Brighton, they were playing some phenomenal football. The first goal was a thing of beauty. Great team goal. The move started off from the centre-back position, ended up all the way to Welbeck, and he finished the move with a left foot finish. Saluted the crowd. I don't know if it was the United fans to annoy them. Nevertheless, good goal from him. Højlund thought he scored for Manchester United, scoring his first goal. Fortunately, the cross that was produced by Rashford went out of play, so disallowed. That didn't stop Brighton. They capitalised and extended their lead with a great strike from Grouse. Brilliant goal, cut inside into the box, smashed it in bottom corner. Great goal from him. And Brighton make it 3-0 through João Pedro. And what a goal it was. Side-footed towards goal. Me personally, online, I probably should have done better, considering he got a touch of the ball. But credit to Brighton, who were playing some unbelievable football in this game. They didn't even have their strongest team. You had Tariq Lamptey playing left back due to Estupiñán not being available. Gilmore, who's been a starter this season, he wasn't available. Ferguson, their hot prospect striker there, he wasn't playing. And I think Solly March wasn't playing in this game either. So a lot of key players weren't even playing in this Brighton team, a team that cost 16.2 million as well. Just puts into perspective what a great job they're doing as a football club. Manchester United, they are in the mud. Said it before and I'll say it again. They're having some serious problems on and off the pitch. Now, you may think this is a statement that's a bit too premature, but for me, I think Ten Hag's position at the club is under fire. I think he's out of his depth at Manchester United, to be fair. Yes, if you look at the situation at the club, most managers would probably struggle with what's happening. But some of the situations, for me, could have been handled a lot better. And more importantly, behind closed doors. Sancho situation comes to mind. And from the outside, United fans can elaborate and confirm this. I just feel like he's got terrible man management skills. Doesn't seem like a person that has interpersonal skills with his players, and just seems like he wants to be a dictator, but not really, give an arm around the shoulder when required. Seems like that type of manager. And it works at some clubs, maybe worked at previous eras. I think the modern game is a different type of game now. So also for me, tactically, he's been exposed far too many times, especially in away games. But this game was a home game. And yeah, you don't get to see teams outplay Manchester United at Old Trafford the way Brighton did over the weekend. And if you look at the team on paper or the squad in general, United actually have a decent crop of players, but they're not being utilised correctly. For example, new signing Mason Mount has played in different positions, played at 6 at times on the left, but they haven't really played him in his natural, which is a box-to-box as a number 8 or even as a number 10. So the worrying thing, if you're a United fan, is that doesn't look like things will improve under Ten Hag. But let's see. I may be wrong, but I know, speaking to a lot of United fans, they're feeling restless with the current situation. And yeah, their head is in the mud themselves as well. So not a great start for the Red Devils so far this season. Speaking of the next team, their start has been fantastic. That's Tottenham. They won 2-1 against Sheffield United. Now, this is what I call a comeback. Spurs were trailing for around 100 minutes, but managed to score 2 goals in 2 minutes. That was the 90th minute and the 100th minute. Let's recap the game. So Spurs had a couple of chances through Bissouma and Son in the first half, but their efforts were saved by the goalkeeper. Sheffield United almost took the lead themselves as well, but in the end, a great save by Spurs' new goalkeeper, Vicario. Maddison, this is a big talking point for me, gets fouled in the box, and surely that's a penalty. Crazy decision by VAR, who pretty much disagreed and dismissed the challenge altogether, which for me, I still don't understand. I watched it a few times after the game. The player clearly fouled Maddison in the box, didn't get a touch of the ball, pretty much wiped him out from his ankles. No penalty awarded. Ridiculous decision, in my opinion. Pivotal moment as Sheffield United go on to take the lead, unfortunately, for Spurs at the moment. Fantastic strike by Hammer, left-footed, posting in, and the away fans maybe a small section, they go berserk. But Spurs continue to show fight, and it was the striker Richarlison who got the equaliser for Spurs with a header from a corner, and then moments later he lays off the ball off to Kulusevski, who smashes the ball into the back of the net with a right foot strike. Didn't know he had that on his right foot, to be fair, but the stadium goes wild, as you can imagine, and what a win it was for Spurs, and thoroughly deserved after showing a great level of desire and fight to get something from the game. They walk away with 3 points and remain in second spot. So their season is continuing to be on a high right now. And big credit to the players and big credit to Big Ange as well. Next game, West Ham versus Man City. City had a few stabs in the early parts of the game. And then you had Areola, for me, a top keeper, making some great saves on a number of occasions. After some good fortune, they were able to take the lead, West Ham, and it was a great cross by Kofal towards Ward-Prowse, who scores with a diamond header. And, that's definitely one for the record books because he doesn't really score those type of goals that much. And what a signing he's been, to be fair. A player like I said, a few months ago that West Ham should look into getting. They've made that signing and he's just fitted into the club straight away. No sort of inkling in terms of, he might not be a good fit. I think he's bedding in fantastically at the club. City showed their quality through their new striker, their new wing actually, Doku. Had some good moments in the left wing. He's zipped in a great cross across the 6-yard box. But Haaland's first touch onto goal was blocked by a good. He's human after all. He will miss some chances, doesn't score every chance he has. But Doku gets the important equaliser as he runs down the left wing and cuts in to hit a fantastic shot in the bottom corner. Great goal from the Belgian winger, and his goal for City. For me, looks like a live wire of a player. Interesting seeing that he's playing on the left side of the Man City attack. That's where normally Jack Grealish plays. So does that put Jack Grealish's position in question? I don't think so. Doku's more than capable of playing on the right-hand side as well. So that'll actually add a good balance to that team. Plus they rotate. Pep's known for rotating squad quite a lot. But another great addition to their squad. Back to the game, Zuma thought he got the equaliser for West Ham with a powerful header. But what a save it was by Ederson. Unbelievable one-handed save there. Pivotal moment is this. That had gone in, it could have been a different outcome altogether. City scored the second goal of the game as Alvarez hits a cheeky lifted pass towards Bernardo Silva, and he manages to lift it over the goalkeeper as well. I maybe should have done better in my opinion, as he was quite close to Bernardo Silva there. But I think it was just a great pass from Alvarez that probably caught him off by surprise there. Haaland gets the goal, and more importantly, for me, some FPL points. Great pass by Bernardo, and Haaland, as he always does, smashes in the bottom corner. Great win for City, who are trading like Liverpool and managed to change the game around and turn it around and make it 3-1. So an important win for them. West Ham, on the other hand, showed a great account of themselves. That Zuma goal had gone in, it would have been a different outcome. But they're looking like a solid team this year as well. I feel like they will challenge a lot of teams. They won't be a team that we're beating quite easily. In fact, Liverpool play them very soon. So it will be interesting to see how we do against the Hammers. Next game, Everton versus Arsenal. So tough game. Everton, Goodison Park's always a difficult one for Arsenal. I think they haven't won there in like 7 years. So they managed to break that deadlock. Martinelli thought he scored the opening goal. It was a fantastic finish from the left wing. Fortunately, the goal was ruled offside as Saka was standing in an offside position. Odegaard, moments later, has a shot on goal, which was saved by Pickford. But it was their super sub, however you want to call him, Trossard, who gets on the score sheet with a fantastic finish. Made that one look really easy. But trust me, it's a very difficult technique to slice the ball with that kind of power on his weaker foot and onto the post and in. So a great goal. Probably my favorite goal of the week, to be fair. Arsenal maintaining position in the top 4. Everton, on the other hand, it's not looking good for them. Struggling to get a win. I don't know where the goals will come from, to be honest. I know there's new ownership at the club. For the good or the worse, I'm actually not too sure. But Premier League survival is essential for this football club, as they've already made plans of building a new stadium. If they don't have that Premier League status by end of the season, it could put them in a very difficult financial position. But we can speak on that in further months down the line. In terms of other matches, Fulham beat Luton 1-0. Vinicius gets the winner for Fulham. Great effort by Luton, to be fair, who had chances to actually get on the score sheet and probably deserve something from the game, but unfortunately lacked that killer instinct in front of goal. Newcastle won 1-0 against Brentford. Newcastle managed to end their losing streak after 3 consecutive defeats. Callum Wilson gets the winner, scoring from the penalty spot. Bournemouth, Chelsea, 0-0. Billy FC can't seem to buy a win, even if they tried. But to be fair, both teams had plenty of chances to win the game, but no killers in front of goal. And that is going to be, probably for both teams, an issue this season. With all the money Chelsea spent, you would expect them to have decent cover within the squad. But if you looked at their bench over the weekend, it was full of youngsters, full of unknown players. So don't know where that money's gone. I know they've got a lot of injuries, but when you're spending that kind of money and you have that number of players in the squad, that's not an excuse whatsoever. And Nottingham Forest and Burnley, I believe that game concluded 1-1. Let me just double check. I actually totally forgot about this game. It included 1-1. So I think they did score a second one, but it got disallowed. Lau Foster got a red card. Divock Origi, Liverpool legend, or cult hero, however you want to phrase it, came on and made a substitute appearance. But yeah, wasn't able to get the winner in this game. But overall, good point for both teams, who will do well later on this season. Just got a comment here from Madison Smith. So thank you for your comment, Madison. 2 questions. Bias aside, what does Man United need to do to change their trajectory? And 2, does Ten Hag make it through the season? At this stage of the season, let's just talk on the pitch, because off the pitch, that failed change of ownership didn't help in terms of their recruitment in the summer. In terms of on the pitch, I don't feel like Ten Hag knows his best system, to be honest with you. He's got the players, I think, to have a strong lineup. So they've got in Amrabat, who I feel like if they played a double pivot alongside Casemiro would be a solid midfield duo. You've got Bruno Fernandes and Mount playing as that number 10. So that's a good balance there in the midfield. You've got Eriksen, McTominay as backup. So numbers are there. Up top, I think United should have signed a more experienced striker alongside Højlund. I think putting all that pressure on the youngster and at a club that is under turmoil right now could hamper his progress at the club. But he looks like a talent. Even though he had that goal disallowed over the weekend, he's showing that he's got the capability of being a top striker. Really good in terms of his output, very aggressive as well. Like, he was pushing around the defenders, so he was up for a fight, which was good to see from him. Good left foot, plays on the shoulder, really pacey. Looks like a clinical finisher from what I've seen over the months, especially for Denmark. So you got players there. The wing areas might be a weakness. You've got Rashford, who pretty much takes that left wing spot all day long. Martial, for me, is just a hit-miss player. I don't know why he's still at the club. And then you've got Anthony, obviously going through personal issues. You've got Sancho, who's having disagreements with the manager. So the manager is not really counting on him right now. So you've got youngsters like Garnacho and Pellistri coming in. But I think that's a weak point as well. Maybe that's an area they need to look into in the January window. I know they're all linked to Anwar El Ghazi. Ten Hag just seems to buy former Ajax players that he's played. Like, for me, I feel like his recruitment is lazy as well. Doesn't really buy players based on scouting, in my opinion. He's just players that he's managed in the past or has some sort of interaction with them over the years. It's laziness, in my opinion. So no, I think on the field, the players are there for them to do decent. I don't think they have the squad to challenge for the title. Definitely not. Goes without saying. Even Pep Guardiola chuckled when someone asked him that question. top four would be a huge ask. I feel like teams have strengthened this year. You've got the likes of, obviously, City are pretty much going to be up there. You've got Liverpool. You've got Arsenal, who look really strong. Chelsea, they're still a bit of a misfit team, in my opinion, so I don't know if they'll be up there. Tottenham are looking really strong. You've got Brighton, not traditionally a top 6 team, but they're looking like they can break that mold this season as well. So it's not going to be easy for United. I feel like if Ten Hag just gets his tactics right, play the players in their natural positions, things can change. But yeah, recruitment has always been an issue at United, has been since Ferguson days. I feel like they waste a lot of money. They don't buy the right profile players. They just buy names rather than actual players that manager probably wants, or I don't know who's scouting these players, who's deciding which players to sign. Because for me, I see it as a collective thing. They're all making mistakes every summer. So Onana's come in, for me, looks like an average keeper in terms of being a shot stopper. Yeah, he might be great on the ball, but you got to be a shot stopper. That's the bread and butter of being a good goalkeeper. So yeah. And you've asked me the second question: does Ten Hag make it through the season? I think he won't, to be honest with you. It will depend on the United crowd or United fans, to be fair. There's already noise from United fans that are feeling restless in terms of how he is as a manager. There's things he hasn't handled very well. The Sancho situation, for me, is handled very, very terribly, if I'm being honest. The Anthony one, obviously, he's been given time off, which is probably the right decision. But in general, yeah, I think he's making a lot of mistakes. Tactically, for me, he's not there. I feel like he sets the team, but he doesn't really switch it up when required. Doesn't really analyze the opposition. I feel like he thinks his team is superior based on what I do not know, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think his time is numbered, to be fair. Will United sack him? It will depend who they would sort of look at in terms of who they can bring in. There aren't many names out there in world football for United to appoint. So, no, it's not looking good, to be fair. And your other question is, who would you rather be right now, Poch or Ten Hag? I'll probably be Poch, because as a coach, he's known for nurturing young players, and that is the kind of crop of players they have at Chelsea. A lot of the players that they've recruited, they are not the final package, you can say. They are players with potential, that if they're coached the right way, they can move up to be top quality players. I would say Nicholas Jackson, but he's been a quite hot and cold. But he kind of fits that mold as well. You've got the likes of Chukwuemeka, who looks like a good talent there. Gusto at the right back role or wing back role, he looks good. So they've got some good talent there, and I feel like Poch is a good manager to get it working. But Chelsea is one of those impatient clubs. If results aren't happening as well, he might face the sack. You can't rule it out, unfortunately. So these two teams are used to sacking their managers when things don't go their way. If I was to put a bet on terms of who would go, I'd probably say Ten Hag. I think they'll still have faith in Pochettino. But yeah, they've got a lot of young talents there. I feel like they can be nurtured to play good football. They just lack that striker for me up top. I think Nkuku would have been that guy. Unfortunately, he's out for a few months, so that's hampered their push for, I'll probably say, top half finish now, because they don't look like they're doing that. So yeah, no good times for Chelsea and Man United right now, but that's football. It is what it is in that regards. So before we conclude the show, we will present the FPL Manager of the Week. So this goes out to Iman Rasnandi. His team is called Imus517.pool. You managed to get 82 points, and he had Salah as captain, which was a smart choice. So well done to you, man. Good sets of points there. Let's share the screen to see what the league table is looking like. So we've got a new leader. in Sebastian Tunic, and his team is Papa Willock. He's been around the top 3 spot for quite a few weeks, but he's managed to nip over Bamukun, who's a rum punch, and Vipin Mohan, the special one, is a new name that's coming to the top 3. Nana Sare as well had a good week, 77 points. And Huena Malik, who's my missus, heavy metal football. Yeah, so, we've got football knowledge in this household. So, yeah, she's in 5th spot right now, doing better than I am. I am currently 23rd. But I'm climbing up there. I'll be up there. Not, still early days for me. I'm pushing for that top spot as well. But well done to everyone for another match week of the FPL. But that's a wrap up for today, guys. So thank you for tuning in. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you to Madison for your comment and your questions. Appreciate it as always. Got lots of content coming up this week. So next show will be tomorrow as I do a match preview of Lask versus Liverpool in the Europa League. Then I'll be doing a match reaction show on Thursday of that game. And then Friday, I'll be doing a match preview of Liverpool versus West Ham. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do a match reaction on the Sunday when the game is played. So that match reaction will be done on Monday evening. So best thing to do is hit that notification bell on YouTube. You'll be notified as soon as I go live. And also follow me on social media for all latest updates. So you can follow me at OzzieFTP on Twitter, or you can follow me at Ozzie.ftp on Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. So as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all very soon. Goodbye.